The Republicans and Democrats are duking it out over the fiscal cliff. Small businesses are suffering from the big uncertainty, sitting on the sidelines. With more on this, Michael Whalen, President and CEO of Heart of America Group. Mike, thanks for coming on the show. How worried are you about this fiscal cliff?
Well, Gerri, I just had the great pleasure of spending a multi-hour meeting yesterday with multiple outside accountants as they went through various spreadsheets showing step-by-step of how the fiscal cliff is going to hit Heart of America. And we're job creators. We're creating jobs right now. And all I can tell you is it don't look pretty.
Well, how severe will it be? Will you actually have to get rid of some staff, or does it just delay your expansion plans?
Oh, I think it diverts your attention. It diverts, certainly it's going to divert money resources, clearly. And next week, I have two more fun meetings. One that's going to take a bunch of time up on estate tax planning, because they now believe that they should have 45% of everything else I create in my life. And we're going to waste a bunch of time and money on that. And then we're going to go into an all-day meeting with outside experts on how Obamacare is going to cost our company time and money. It's an onslaught.
It's an onslaught and a triple whammy. I want to go through some numbers here. The impact on small business if these tax hikes actually happen. According to Ernst & Young, it's going to wipe out 710,000 jobs, increase unemployment by 0.5%, reduce after-tax wages by 1.8%. So it not only does it wipe out jobs, it also cuts wages, drop U.S. GDP by 1.3%. Does this sound about right to you?
Well, I'm not going to comment on macroeconomic numbers, but I know right here in the heartland of America, it's going to hurt, and it's going to hurt in a real way. And, you know, I used to think that if we continued to talk on Fox Business News and other places about how the pass-throughs, small businesses like mine are taxed as individuals, and that's going to hurt business creation, that sooner or later they'd listen. But I think they understand, and I don't think they care. It's kind of like when he said he'd raise the capital gains, even if it resulted in less revenue, because it's fair.
Mike, how'd you feel this week when the president met with Fortune 500 companies, met with Procter & Gamble, he met with GE, all these big company chieftains came in, not a single small business operator there. What'd you think?
Well, I think they'd be scared to meet with a whole bunch of Mike Whalens, because we actually put our name on the line at the bank, and something called a personal guarantee, and we take it personally. We are the ones that create 2/3 of the jobs in this country. I'd like to see how many jobs those companies that were in the White House the other day have created in the last 10 years. I'm guessing virtually zero. So he's talking to the wrong crowd.
He's talking to the wrong crowd. I want to bring up another topic that's near and dear to your heart. That's education and job training. I know you do it inside your company. You're very keen on it.
Yes.
86% of small business owners say that they're concerned that there are going to be huge cuts to the programs that actually bankroll this kind of education, this kind of training for workers. What's your view?
Well, there's a double whammy. They're probably going to cut those programs that do provide early on-the-job training. But then, as they continue to raise the cost of young and unskilled workers that we typically, in our industry, particularly the hospitality industry, have taken and kind of molded and trained, that person is going to get a second look as to whether we can afford to keep them on for a couple of years as they learn on the job.
The burden of these taxes, at the end of the day, what's it going to mean for employment among small business operators like yourself?
Oh, absolutely. It's going to, those 4.5 million small business people that create the 2/3 of the new jobs, they're all that are pass-throughs, and most of us are LLCs and sub-S. Their taxes are all going up. But as I said, as Karen Carpenter once sang, it's only just begun. Let's move on to Obamacare. Let's move on to a whole range of new regulations that's going to cost us money and cost us jobs.
Well, Michael Whalen, I hope you'll come back and talk to us at each turn in this saga. We really appreciate your time. It's just terrific to see you. Thank you.
Thank you, Gerri.